Hello, 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 and welcome to Trading Made Easy right here on YouTube. I wanted to pop in really quick to have a discussion about what's happening in the world, the multitude of things that's taking place in the world today, and how the Triple Arrow system provides us with built-in protection, if you will, provided we follow the rules, right? So I want to just kind of go over some things really quick. But before I do that, for those of you that is new to the channel, I'm glad that you find yourself here. My name is Janice. I am a currency trader. I've been trading foreign currency now for 3 years. And best decision, all that great stuff. Learned a tremendous amount, invaluable information. And then I found triple arrows. I found the triple arrows, and the triple arrow system put me right where I needed to be, and it literally changed my journey as a trader. It made things so much easier, and it's been great. And so I'm a big advocate for the triple arrow system. I have been able to, and it's a blessing to be able to identify the various ways that you can actually use the triple arrow system to trade. No matter what type of trader you are, the triple arrow system can accommodate the various styles. And again, it's just a blessing that I've been able to identify various ways to use the system to profit consistently. So today, what I want to talk about is how world events and different things that take place in the world impact the our trades and what we see on the chart. In particular, what's happening now. It is June 2020. For those of you that will watch this video next year or something like that, or even next month, but yes, it's June 2020, and as of today, we have quite a few um, challenges and just upset that's taking place in the world. In particular, the United States. One, we're dealing with the pandemic of the coronavirus and how the coronavirus has completely impacted our economy. Pretty much almost brought it down to its knees, like almost to a point of dealing with another form of the Great Depression. Economically, from the financial standpoint, uh, lots of jobs, lots of companies have just completely, shut down or have come to a screeching halt, which means finances stop flowing through those companies, those corporations, and the real estate market, same thing. When their job losses in the millions that have lost their jobs, and so again, money, the flow of currency has basically stopped flowing, and obviously that can create some devastating effects, which it has as it relates to the market. We certainly see that because everyone is cautious, right? Everyone is protective from a global standpoint of their currency and trying to preserve as much of their currency and their economy as humanly possible. But because of the devastating effects of the coronavirus, it is just uncontrollable. So countries have shut down globally. There's been a global shutdown. Now, the power of the foreign exchange is really prevalent during this time. You can see the power of it because despite all of that, the foreign exchange market is recession proof, and it is able to withstand all of these economic and global crises. And so being a part of the forex industry is probably the wisest decision anyone can make. And we just happen to have a simple, easy way of capitalizing from this market where corporations are shutting down everywhere you turn all over the world, you have people sitting at home like myself and many thousands and thousands and thousands of people around the world trading and pulling money out of the market on a daily basis, or at least every time that they trade. And this is something that you can do. Now, there are many ways that you can trade, and no way is wrong, and that kind of thing. I mean, you learn it as you go. I happen to use the triple arrow system, which provides a seamless, easy, simple way of trading without any prior knowledge, without any analytical skills. You just basically got to know how to enter and exit a trade. Now, of course, you will learn more, but my point is the simplicity of the system. You basically don't have to, though I encourage you to. I am an advocate for the education. But that's what it is. And so you see the impact that is happening. Now with that, we also have a race war that's actually going on right now in the nation. And that has certainly caused tremendous upset, concerns, and uh, fears, and all of those things happen. They show up in the market because if it impacts if it impacts the nation in the slightest economical way, it will show up in the market. Indecision will show up in the market. Other countries that are witnessing different things that's taking place here in the United States, for instance, they become apprehensive as well because the United States is the big papa, if you will, and anything that can be considered a potential fear or concern, it impacts other countries as well, and so it's a trickle down effect. And then from a psychological standpoint, from a mental standpoint as a trader, when you have so much upset going on, in the world, it's not wise to trade, to be perfectly honest. You want to be one with the charts. You want to be somewhat harmonious, right? You want to be stress free and all of those things as much as you possibly can. But then using the triple arrow system, because I liken it to a GPS, it tells you, where to go, when to go. Of course, I added the Trader Made Easy trading plan to that to help solidify the entry, and it really does protect. And I know I always say, it would enable you to profit more consistently in the market, which it will. But the biggest benefit to the Trader Made Easy trading plan is that it will protect you from entering into trades too soon. And when you have a lot of upset, a lot of global upsets and crises are going on, in addition to the routine news events that impact the market, it really, really becomes that much more important to be able to identify what's a poor quality position. And it's, in my opinion, that, especially for new people, if you don't have a system like this to kind of give you those extra set of eyes that you don't see, then you are more likely to enter into a bad trade, get caught up in the trade, and certainly, the potential of losing your money is great as well. So I just wanted to share with you some of the pairs and just how the triple arrow system will protect you, right, from entering into those trades. I don't really talk much about the Trader Made Easy trading plan because that information is reserved. It is reserved for my coaching students, and however, I have a link in the description. Also, if you don't have the triple arrow system, you definitely need it. And hopefully, at the end of this video, I can show you and you can see the benefit of having it. So, with all that's going on, this happens to be NFP week, non-farm payroll week, and first week of July. I'm sorry, June. Let me move over here. And so we have that too, right? On top of everything else. And so what we want to do is see what the triple arrow is saying to us. Now, your JPY pairs, your Euro pairs, your USD pairs, those pairs are greatly impacted by non-farm payroll, NFP. Now, there are some months where NFP did not make a big splatter, right? But we don't know that, and we can't make the assumption that it won't. So you always have to be prepared. And like I said, when you consider everything else that's going on in the United States and in the world, you want to really be careful. You want to be careful. Your best analytical skills, the best analytical know-how can still get you caught up in the market, which is why having an extra set of eyes like the triple arrow system won't hurt an advanced trader at all. Won't hurt, because listen, as a trader, our number one goal is to protect our capital. The second is to grow it, right? And so you want to protect it. If you don't have a loss, that's a gain, right? If you made $1, that's a gain. That's a victory because you didn't lose $1, right? And here's the other thing. You don't have to be in a trade all the time. There are times when it's good to just lay back because you'll never be without an opportunity to trade. You will never be without an opportunity to trade. And so as a professional trader, you want to build that professional acumen as a trader and understand that, hey, the market's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. We can wait. We can wait. And when you have all of these different events going on, you would be better off waiting, right? So let's move on. USD pairs. I'm just going to go through a couple of them just to kind of show you with the triples. Okay, so we don't even consider entering a trade unless we have the triple arrows. So we have we don't have our triple arrows here. Okay, but the market is telling us that it wants to go bullish. I'm on the hour time frame. So the market tells us that we want to go bullish. We go where the market wants to go. Wherever price wants to go, that's where we go. And we use our extra eyes, right, to guide us. And so we don't have our triples for bullish, okay? And so we won't make a move. We won't make a move. And so that right there, we're protected in that sense, okay? So we won't make a move until we get our triples. And then, of course, the Trader Made Easy trading plan on top of that will also add that extra layer of precaution, right? Extra layer of protection to say, okay, this is good or this is not. So we have that as well. But right now, we don't even have the basic confirmation, the basic qualification for this bullish run. So in essence, this is still a bearish trend. This is still a bearish trend. So we won't make a move on that, right? We won't make a move on that. Also, let me just mention, because nothing is perfect, and I want to be completely transparent, the big arrow does repaint. When we have a lot of indecision, when we have upset and just nervous energy in the market, that can cause price to move a little more volatile in one direction or another. And that can result in the big arrow repainting, basically meaning the big arrow will move. The big arrow will move because remember, the arrows don't control price. Price controls the arrows. However, the arrows that populate in the areas that they do, in the price areas that they do, are established areas where price did not break those areas. So that's when you have those higher highs and those lower lows, and you get to a point in that direction where you would get your big arrows. But you all know price can push past the previous low or the previous high, and when that happens, the big arrow will move. But even in those cases, that's when you have the Trader Made Easy trading plan on top of the triple arrows to help protect you even from that. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Again, access the link so that you can get connected with me and we can peel that onion back. So in one sense, we don't have to be apprehensive about trading in during times where there's nervous energy. We don't have to be, but if you feel uncomfortable, then don't trade. If you feel uncomfortable, because again, you don't have to trade every day, right? But if you feel uncomfortable, don't trade. But as far as the system goes, the system, it kind of insulates you. Is it 100%? Absolutely not. I can't make any income claims. I'm not your financial advisor. Trading is a risk in any circumstance, right? In the best of circumstances, trading is a risk. And so you never want to trade what you can't afford to lose. That should always be your frame of mind. You never want to trade what you cannot afford to lose. The only thing that we can do as traders is gather enough evidence, right? Enough confirmations to justify the position that we are wanting to take. And we use the triple arrow system along with the Trading Made Easy trading plan to do that. And we're successful in doing so. Don't mean we don't lose a trade here and there. We do. But when you follow the rules, you have a much higher increase of profit. Okay, let's do USD JPY. This is definitely a pair that is, you just want to wait, right? Okay, but here we are still in a bullish run right here. The previous big arrow is bullish. Why? Because right now we do have our bearish big arrow, but we don't have our triples. And even with the triples, ladies and gentlemen, even with the triples, and you can see the arrow just disappeared. So the little arrow, because it's not solidified yet, because it's reacting off of this active candle. So once this active candle closes, and depending on where it closes, then that small arrow will populate. The good thing about the small arrows is when they do populate, they don't repaint. So that's a great thing. But what I would say to you is the triple arrows do not identify the momentum of the trend. So having the triples is your first confirmation. And I go through this in our one-on-ones. And this is how you solidify your position even the more. We want the triples because it's telling us something for sure. It's telling us something for sure. But it does not identify when the trend is actually in motion, when the volume, when it's in that momentum. It does not identify that. It just tells us that, price is at a point where it wants to turn around. So again, Trading Made Easy trading plan just puts the seal on top of that so that we can, lock in even the more. But as you're looking at it now, not ready. Okay, this is still bullish. And then when you go up to your higher time frame, let's go to the 4-hour. We have a bullish, bearish big arrow, but we're still bullish, right? Because we don't have any triples here, has not met all of our confirmations. And then of course the daily. What are we looking at on the daily? It's bullish on the daily, right? So overall, we are in a strong bullish trend right now. We're still bullish. Now, on the 4-hour and the hour, we do have our bearish big arrow as an indication. That's all it is, as an indication that price wants to do what? It wants to turn around. Will it turn around? Absolutely, because once the triples come, it's going to turn around. We just don't know. Well, we know when we add all of our confirmations together, we will make that move. But up until that time, it is still bullish, right? It's still in a bullish move. With everything that's going on, this can continue to go up. It can continue to go up. Now, we do have NFP. Oftentimes during the week of NFP, the market consolidates. Most of the market is in consolidation because brokers are just waiting, right? Just waiting for the results of the non-farm payroll. So you'll see a lot of consolidation, basically, small moves here or there, until those results come out. And then that's when you actually see the momentum in the trend that it wants to go in. That's when that will begin. And so it's Tuesday, right? Well, it's after midnight, but as far as trading is Wednesday, But nevertheless, Friday is that news event. So I expect that we're not coming down. We're not coming down this week. I just don't expect that. Now, depending on the outcome of the non-farm payroll, if we have a strong push down, yeah, obviously that can happen, but that's going to be based on those employment results and that kind of thing, interest rates and all of that. That's going to be based on that, right? So we'll see. But right now, nothing's happening, Captain. Nothing is happening. This says all day bullish, all day bullish. Look at our MACD, bullish. It's a crossover, right? Our signal is crossed on top of our MACD, which signifies selling pressure coming in. We have some selling pressure volume right here. But overall, my friend, we are in bullish territory. Why? Because we're above our center line on the MACD. And it coincides, right? So nothing happening. So we're spared there, right? We're spared there. We don't rush trades. We don't force a trade. We trade what we see. That's it. It gets no easier than that, which is why I highly recommend, if you don't have the triple arrow system, you need it. Point blank period. You do. Okay, so right now we have a bullish big arrow. So we don't have no triples, right? So we are still in a bearish trend. We are still in a bearish trend. This big arrow just says that's where price want to go. When will it actually break and travel in that direction? We will see, right? But right now, just because we have this bullish big arrow, we're not getting in the trade. Even if we had the triples, we wouldn't get in, because we have other confirmations to help solidify our position and increase the quality of the position that we take. Same here on the 4-hour, right? It's still bearish. Though we got that bullish, we're still bearish. And right here on the daily, it's bearish, right? But look at this. Look at this. See, we trade what we see. We trade what we see. And again, when you align yourself with the Super Easy Forex community, which is where you're going to get your triple arrow system, I'm going to leave the link inside of the description of this video. So access that. You will have the system, and then you'll be able to trade what you see. Then when you connect with me, the Trader Made Easy trading plan, and get that, I'm going to leave my calendar link in the description. I got you all taken care of. Then I'm going to show you how we maximize the use of this system with our trading plan. So let me just tell you this, though. We trade what we see. So we are bearish on a daily, right? We had the bullish big arrow on the 4-hour and the 1-hour, though we're overall bearish because it's not ready yet on the lower time frames. But right here, the fact that our price has actually, it broke our trend line on the daily, and it's sitting right on the daily dot, support dot. Okay, it broke the trend, it's sitting right on the dot. And so one or two things is going to happen. One, it can continue to push through and continue to go down. Again, all the different economic and global scenarios that's going on in the world today, what's going on in particular in our nation, this is a USD pair, what's going on in our nation, all of those things have an impact. So it could push it all the way down. Or the other thing that can happen is we're about to get a bullish big arrow. We're about to get a bullish big arrow. If that happens, that will support the bullish big arrow that we've seen on the lower time frame, the 4-hour and the hour. See, it populated already here. Remember, everything that's happening on the higher time frame is actually playing out on the lower time frame. Okay, and so that's a beautiful thing when you understand that and know how to use that when you're looking and analyzing the charts. But yeah, I'll show you all that kind of stuff there. So that's what we're looking at. So nevertheless, we're not ready yet, right? We're not ready yet. Not at all. Now, you may be asking, well, since we're still in the overall bearish trend, can we just get in for a sell. Now, my rule is that I trade the direction of the trend, the big arrow. I do trade arrow to arrow a lot. My previous videos will explain that powerful way of utilizing the system. And so when I see my big arrow, even if it doesn't have the triples yet, that's an indication for me to get out. But you still can possibly have some bearish momentum here. Well, when we look at the hour, looks like not much, right? Why? MACD is in overall bearish territory. I get it. MACD is on top of my signal, so buyer's strength. I get it. There is buyer's momentum on our volume indicator, right? Buyers. So not a lot. So and then it's going up. So what it indicates to me at this particular time is that buyers are gaining strength. If buyers are gaining strength, simultaneously sellers are losing strength. So for that reason, I wouldn't be looking for a sale here. I would just wait, right? You don't have to force a trade. And remember, we got a lot going on, so we don't know. If the market is indecisive, then we need to be waiting as well, right? Because consolidation basically is a form of waiting. We're just waiting. On the 4-hour, same thing. And I forgot to mention on the hour, but the same thing's happening on the 4-hour. We're right at the bottom of the trend. We're right there at the trend, right? The price moves in between our trend lines. These are active trend lines. And of course, price can break them. But until that happens, then, the structure is still intact. And we're right on the trend, on the bottom of the trend line. So again, I would not be looking for a sell. I wouldn't be looking for a sell. And this is on the 4-hour. On the daily also confirms that we are right at this trend. Like I mentioned, one or two things can happen. We can be looking at a bullish big arrow populating or a continued break. But we got our support dot right here that indicates that, we might be at the end, right? We just have to see. So this is what I mean by not forcing a trade. Not feeling like I just got to get in the trade, though the quality of the trade is just not in your favor. All the time it's better to wait, right? But again, these are the things that we do with the triple arrow system. We look, we see what it's saying to us, and if it's favorable, great. If it's not, that's great too, because we're going to respond accordingly. So I hope that makes sense. And that is the reason why I would not suggest taking a sell, even though we're still in overall sell trend. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so JPY, let's look at some JPYs. RJPY, is that RJPY? Okay, RJPY, okay, because these JPY, Euro, USD in particular, those are pairs that, got some trickery going on, right? So bearish, same scenario. Everything is, and Aussie has been, bullish and been, the bull strength has been increasing. As you can see, I have my day separators on here, so you can see from when the trend started, it has been really pushing up, that just has a lot. And then when you have your exotic, we call those exotic pairs, but those countries, they're smaller countries, and their currency is not as strong as, say, a USD currency or Euro or Great British Pound. So the country is very, very nervous, if you will, extra careful, if you will, and they respond very sensitive. That's the word I want to use. They respond to the least of things. And what we're dealing with right now is not considered the least of things. So I definitely can see, those type of countries, Australia and, Japan and New Zealand and, Swiss franc and all of that. I can see them responding sensitively in these circumstances. So they've been running bullish. They've been running bullish for a while, and they're obviously not ready for any bearish move. And the reason Again, I would not put a bullish because one, we have a lot of indecision, a lot of different things going on in the country right now. Banks, the government, hedge funders, brokers, they're very cautious. Not to mention the global economy in itself, the country in and of itself, very, very cautious. So for that reason, just wait, right? Just wait. Because the good thing about the triple arrow system, it will let you know, okay, we might be moving in that direction. Again, the Trader Made Easy trading plan puts the seal on it, solidify it even the more. But right now, we clearly are not in a position of a sell. Okay, clearly not. And so let's do this last one. I try to keep it. I looked at my clock. I'm at 30 minutes now. So let's wrap this up. GJ, same thing. As you can see, you see GJ, we're at the top of the trend. We got a bearish big arrow. Still overall sale, right? And let's do Euro JPY. Let's check out these JPYs. The same scenario. I'm in this. This is one of my long-term accounts, arrow to arrow trading. But nevertheless, same scenario. Look, at the top of the trend line, bearish big arrow. Not a coincidence. They're all saying the same thing. Remember, JPY, right? Let's find another JPY. Odd JPY. Were we just on odd JPY? Okay, but same thing. Top of the trend, bearish big arrow. Okay? That's not coincidental. It all means something. We just did GJ. USD JPY. I think we did that one too. But same thing. Right at the trend line, bearish. Okay? So it's all saying the same thing. These are indications that, let's try Chef JPY. Chef JPY. Same thing. Come on now. That's not a coincidence, right? What is JPY saying? Listen, we about to wait. It's all of them are right on the trend line and just stopped. That's not just happening. That's not a coincidence. That's not just happening, right? It's not just happening. We have CAD JPY. Not surprising. Same thing is going on. Same thing is going on. Okay, so it's bullish, overall bullish, overall bullish. What does that mean for JPY? What that means is, because JPY is the secondary pair, what that says is that the value of the Japanese yen is decreased, is less than the value of the primary or base pair that is trading with. So in other words, the value of the yen is low, right? Which causes the primary pair to be bullish, The base pair, I call it primary, but you may hear base. So that is why. So across the board, now because that varies from, one currency over the other, that varies. You can, the value of the yen can be low if it's traded with, say, the Canadian dollar, but it may not be the same if it was traded with the USD dollar. You see what I'm saying? So it just depends. But in this case, it is the value of the yen is very low, which is what caused such a strong bullish pressure, which is why all of these JPYs that you've seen for yourself that I just went through, look, New Zealand JPY, all of them are pretty much doing the exact same thing. This is NZD JPY, exact same thing, right up on the trend line and just stop. And we have a bearish big arrow. That's not a coincidence. So that tells me a lot about what with JPY. But now, what it also says is we are setting up for a nice drop, a very nice drop, because they're just holding their purse right now. That's what they're doing. That's what the Japanese yen is doing. That country, they're just holding their purse right now. And they're just sitting patiently and they're waiting for the right move. And then, boom. So all of the pairs that I just showed you, the JPY pairs, these are great setups for next week and the week after. That's all that means. That's all that means. So you have to be in position, right? How do you get in position? Hey, Triple Arrows tells us what's going on. So having this system would be a total complement to your current trading methodology. And if you don't have one, or if the one that you have is just not giving you the results that you desire, you need a system. I mean, you do. I'm sorry, but I'm not. You need the system, because we trade what we see, and we're able to see what's actually happening with the country when we look at our triple arrow, and given everything that's going on right now. So that's what that is. So for those of you, I'm gonna wrap this up, that do not have the system, utilize the link inside the description. Get your system. Book a session with me. That's in there as well. And we'll go ahead on and peel the onion back, trading plan, all the good stuff. Now, I always say this, until our release is out, we have an upgrade. This is your opportunity to get a 3-for-1 special, right? A 3-for-1 special. I say it on every video, not everyone, but a lot of my videos, until the system, the upgrade comes out. If you think this is simple and easy, the upgrade is even simpler, even simpler. That doesn't mean that this is obsolete or ineffective. It is a powerful system. And why not have both of them for the price of one, right? Actually, it's 3. And here's what that is. For those that have the current system, that already have the current system before the upgrade is released, you get the upgrade for free. And you get 2 licenses. So you can put it on 2 different devices, laptop or desktop, right? You can put it on 2 different ones. So I mean, come on. No brainer, right? So that's your opportunity. I just want to share that with you. And you can take advantage of that. Just go ahead on and get your system, and you're locked in, you're good to go, and you'll get your upgrade for free. If you think this is simple, the next one is even more simpler, right? Okay. So that's it. I will see you all on the next video, and I do apologize for this video being as long. I've been really trying to keep it short. So hopefully you got some good stuff. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.